Hello and welcome to my shop. My name is Tracy Maxfield and this is Hammer Down Woodworking. Let me show you this air filtration system that I've made and let you know how it's working out so far. Now this was made from the idea that I got from Jay Bates's mobile cart that he done in his shop. But now this one is not mobile. It is stationary and sits right in the middle of my shop all the time. This table serves as an outfeed table to one of my table saws, and it also serves as an assembly table, and I do a lot of sanding and a lot of finishing at this table. And ever since I've built this table, I've stored and piled stuff on the bottom shelf and it stays dusty and just completely disorganized under there. It's just way too convenient to just throw or sit stuff back down and under there. So I have decided to turn half of this table into an air cleaning system. This side of the table sits almost dead center of my work area in my shop. I have table saws behind it. I have a miter saw and radial arm saw on the other side of it. And then I have joiners, planers, bandsaw, router tables, and so on and so forth down the other side of it. So this portion of the table is kind of right in the middle of the hub of my shop. I acquired a furnace blower motor and I ordered some MERV 13 air filters. I'll add links to those air filters that I used in the description below. The electrical parts that I used I already had on hand just laying around my shop. The very first thing that I did was cut a piece of sheet good to make the wall to divide the table into two halves. I cut another piece to mount the blower motor to, a little larger than the frame of the blower motor. I measured and laid out for the exhaust of the blower and then cut out that hole. Then I cut out the hole in the piece I'll be using for the wall. Then I added the wall. I wired the switch to the motor and I added an outlet. Just like clamps in a shop, you can never have too many clamps, you can never have too many outlets. I ran the wiring through to the back side of the table and I put a plug on the other end. And then mounted the motor to the wall. And to power the blower and the outlet, I'll just plug into this already existing power strip that I have in place on the back side of the table. Next, I'll frame up the three remaining sides of the table to hold the filters. These filters arrived on 12/9 of 2022. I wrote the date on them. These are MERV 13 and they are 18 by 20 by 1, and I'll be using a total of 6 filters, 2 per side. I'm a little bit late on getting this video done, but on January the 19th of 2023, I decided to blow out the filters and see how much fine dust I had collected. I was actually surprised at how much dust had been collected, and the fine dust settling in my shop has been a lot less as well. I failed to record it, and I apologize for that, but I also blew out the filter in my mini split, and there was actually no visible dust collected in those filters. In the evening time in this shop, when the sun is shining, light comes through this window. And if I'm using a sander or router or saw or anything of that nature, it is very clear. You can clearly see the dust just floating in the air right down through here. Of course, it's not just right here in that beam of light, it's throughout the whole shop. And since I built this system, I see a lot less, and the dust that seems to be in the air, what little there is pulling toward that table. It is not as loud as the other system that I had that I made is. So when I'm working in here, I just turn it on and leave it on. I've got a sound meter on my phone and I'm going to show you the sound compared with this one compared to the other one that I had been running. Let me reset this. Okay, this is the other blower or other system sitting under here. It's got a few things piled on it, but the exhaust is right here, and that shouldn't make any difference as far as making the sound, that it's got a few things sitting on it. Now the switch to this one is just a little bit further away, so I'm going to have to move out of range of the camera for just a second, but holding it right about here is roughly around about the same distance as what I had it over, somewhere around 3 feet. Now I don't know how reliable that little sound meter app is that I downloaded on my phone to test this by, but being in here, and I'm sure you probably could hear that there is a difference on camera. This one is a lot quieter to the ear. I mean, you can turn it on with no hearing protection or nothing and run it solid. That other one it's quite a bit louder. I mean, just to the ear, it's quite a bit louder. But anyway, I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found it helpful. If you haven't already, go ahead. We invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for watching.